What's going on, everyone? It's Marcellus back with another video. We got to go over Baby Doge. We just now had a nice little increase in the price overnight, and this is only the beginning. So, we're going to talk about how Baby Doge is about to be pumping huge leading up to October 5th, why it's happening, and how long this could be going on for. So, if you're new to the channel, definitely hit that like button and subscribe. Leave a comment in the comment section. If you want to follow me on Instagram, definitely go ahead and do that. I'll be updating everyone on when I do my live streams on Instagram. So definitely follow me there. And remember, I'm not a financial advisor, none is financial advice. But let's talk about this. So coming out of this little wedge pattern here, Baby Doge started to go down a little bit, and then it stopped right around here, around the 1100 area. That was a very significant point of support for us, and I mentioned that in my previous videos. So we stopped at that 1100 support line. The next support that we were looking at, if we kept going down, was actually down here at 10,000. So 10000, that was where our next support was. So if we were to break this one here, that's where we were going next. But luckily, we did not break that, and we will not be going down there now. But now, what you see Baby Doge is doing, this is going to be the beginning of the pump for Baby Doge. So, yeah, don't get left behind because Baby Doge is probably going to continue to pump until October 5th. And for those of you who don't know, October 5th is actually when we're going to be getting the Baby Doge swap. So on October 5th, we're getting that Baby Doge swap, and that's what everybody's talking about. If you look at everything on Twitter here for Baby Doge, it's actually trending, and everybody's talking about October 5th because our launch is coming very soon, and now it's less than a week for our launch. So, or not less than a week, but just about a week. But yeah, we're getting that launch in a week. And we've also been celebrating, because we have more than 1.6 million holders on Baby Doge. If you now look over here, we have 1,619,374 holders. So we're getting more and more holders every day. And actually, within the last 2 days, we've gotten over 1,000 holders. So, well, within like the last 3, 4 days, but still, that's a lot of holders within the last 3, 4 days. And if you look at within the last 2 weeks for Baby Doge has been doing even bigger numbers. Like we are just getting so much traction here with Baby Doge, and it's starting to really pick up. And you're starting to see that because everybody's talking about it. And on top of that, we're supposed to be getting this 3D, or we're supposed to be getting this game coming for Baby Doge. We already got our little 3D NFTs for all the 2D holders. And yeah, we're getting a lot of different traction coming in for Baby Doge. So that's pretty exciting. And even the Baby Doge NFTs, the 3D NFTs being coming out now. And also, we're still getting the game that we're having inside of Baby Doge for the Petaverse. So yeah, the first play to earn game inside of the Petaverse. So there's a lot going on with Baby Doge, especially with the NFTs, especially with the Baby Doge swap, with the game that we're coming out with. So you're gonna continue to see a lot of money flowing into Baby Doge. And now on top of that, you're also seeing the burns speeding up inside of Baby Doge. So in the last 24 hours, 21.51K US dollars was burned inside of Baby Doge, which comes out to 18.44 trillion Baby Doge. Just a few days ago, we were only burning like 4 to 5 thousand US dollars in Baby Doge, and now you can see it speeding up in real time because now we're getting more people flowing in. So as this continues to happen, we're gonna have these more burns coming in. They're gonna start speeding up, and yeah, we're probably not gonna get manual burns anymore because we need those for rewards on for staking and for farming. So for all that stuff for the Baby Doge swap, we're gonna need all those Baby Doge coins. So yeah, we can't risk any more Baby Doge, and we cannot keep burning them with manual burns with 4 quadrillion here and there. So yeah, we're not going to be really doing that anymore. Who knows? Maybe they might do it leading up to the swap, but they mentioned they're not going to be doing it, and it's not going to be beneficial for us because we need that for our rewards for the farming and the pools and the staking. So yeah, we need that. Now, let's talk about where Baby Doge is more likely to go next. So first things first, you have to look at Baby Doge from a realistic perspective. We did just now come from a very low point here in Baby Doge. So it's only right that we maybe have a little bit of pullback. And that's why you've seen when we started the pump here, you started to see the pullback just a little bit. So we had a nice little pump. We almost got to 1200, got rejected, pulled back. That's completely normal. Now, the next pump, I believe, will be the 1250 pump. So we're probably going to end up seeing 1250 now next since we had that little pullback. I don't know how far it's going to pull back. It doesn't seem like it's going to pull all the way back to 1100. Maybe it pulls back to 1150 right? And then it starts to go back. But right now, all we know is 1250 is probably going to end up being that next area for Baby Doge to pump up to. Now, the 4-hour chart will be the best one to see where exactly we're going next. So when you also look over here on the 4-hour chart, you see that we had selling, but notice how that selling is disappearing now. Now you're seeing it going up to the upside. You're seeing that wave going to the upside, meaning that buying is about to start flowing in for baby doge. And if buying is about to start flowing in, then yeah, the next area where we have major resistance, that's why you see all this red over here, supply and demand of less demand, we have major resistance. So now it's going to show that at 1250, we're going to have that resistance. So once we pass that 1250 area, you will see 1350. And then, like I said in my previous videos, you will see 1650, and then you will see 1850, 1750 here, all that good stuff until we finally get all the way up here to the 2250 area. So yeah, that's what we got coming up next here inside of Baby Doge. So very exciting stuff going on in Baby Doge. Now, we also got to talk about Bitcoin because Bitcoin is also maybe looking a little bit exciting for people. And you can also see money is flowing into Bitcoin. And I like to say this a lot. When you see Bitcoin pumping, you usually see everything else pumping. So yeah, Bitcoin up 5.6% for the last 24 hours. Ethereum up 4.7% for the last 24 hours. But yeah, as Bitcoin goes up, everything's following the same path. Look at the last 7-day chart over here. You can actually see everything looks almost the exact same in the last 7 days because everything is ultimately following Bitcoin. Uniswap is looking like a unicorn over here. And that's funny because it is a unicorn. You knew it was 13.6% in the last 24 hours. So Uniswap is really doing like the biggest gains. And then Maker over here doing some huge gains. I would include Lunar Classic. The Lunar Classic, it already had its pump, so now it's already doing its pullback. So, anyways, we're going to start talking about this Bitcoin pricing now. So, for one, Bitcoin is now at this red area, which means it is at a resistance area. So, let's go back here and look at the 15-minute chart. Now, Bitcoin has reached this resistance, and notice how it's going sideways now. But the area where we're at is showing that we have high activity expected in this area. This could either be high buying activity or it could be high selling activity. But what I do notice here, we're starting to form up some green here, which shows there's more demand. Ultimately, there's less demand because there's more red areas here, but the green is starting to try to dominate the red areas here. So if we have enough demand, you can see a very lightly shaded green area right here that we're in right now. If we have enough demand for Bitcoin, then Bitcoin could continue to rise up to 21.1K. So that's going to be the next area for Bitcoin. Right now, we're at 20.2K. If we have another pump coming in for the crypto market, you're going to see Bitcoin going up to 21.2K. So, or 21.1K. That's what we could see next. And then if it continues to pump from there, you will see probably about 21.8K. Remember, none of this is financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. But yeah, 21.8K could be coming next after that 21.1K. Well, we got to wait for 21.1K. Now, if we were to become bearish and this is high selling activity, then what you will see is selling bringing us all the way back down to 19.4K, probably ending up stopping around 19.9K before going all the way back down to about 19.4K. And if it continues to sell, then you will see 18.8K again. And then the next support down there will be 18.2K for Bitcoin. So there's always a bunch of scenarios. There's never a price prediction or technical analysis where you can look at it and be like, we're going to this 100% for sure. You can never be 100% for sure. So you have to know every single possible outcome for this. So we know the possible outcomes for the short term now. So let's talk about the possible outcomes for the long term. So the long term is pretty much going to be indicated here by the 4-hour chart and the 1 week chart. So for the 4-hour chart, in the long term, you are seeing that we are inside of this red area, supply and demand of less demand. It's showing we have less demand for our supply and demand. So it's going to be a lot harder for us to keep pumping and getting up here. And even if we do, we still have low activity expected at 21.6K when you look at it for the long term. So even if we continue to pump and we get all the way up here to where we were before, remember what happened here. It said high activity, but it was high selling activity. The second we got there, we had lots of selling because it was high selling activity. So it's still going to be hard for us to overcome these hurdles. But if these hurdles are overcome, then you will see Bitcoin going back up here to 26.7K and eventually up here to about 28.2K. And then if it continues to pump, then you could see 33 point, well, really 34K. And then you could end up seeing up here 39K. And then from there, you could end up seeing 44 or 45K. So those are pretty much our resistance. But I really wouldn't even be looking towards 45K. What I'm looking at right now, I predict Bitcoin's probably going to end up trying to get past 20.5K, 20.7K, possibly getting back up to where we were before. But once we hit this low activity area, this is low activity for institutional interest and dark pools. So I really believe we're going to get rejected around 22K if we continue this pump. If we continue at 22, 21.8K, somewhere around there, I believe we will be where we get stopped out at if we continue to pump. But we are bullish, by 60% within the last 24 hours. So that's not too bad over there. And also, like I said, the 1 week chart, I'm still ultimately bearish for the short term here for Bitcoin, and not the short, like immediate short term. The immediate short term is like pretty much bullish. But inside the medium term, midterm, we're probably going to still see this. Like, I'm still looking back here. We have not hit the major support of 14K yet, of 11K yet. And I still believe we still have to hit these supports. I'm still going to stand strong with this. I'm staying strong with it. I still believe it. Now, are we going to become a little bit bullish in the short term? Yeah, maybe. You can see after this oversold area on the oscillator, after this area on the oscillator, the selling was slowing down, which is a bullish signal, which is why you see this green wave forming up in high activity here. So we actually may see a little bit high buying activity. Like I said, we got to look at the bullish scenarios. So we could have a little bit of a pump coming in here for the crypto market. And that's why I was showing you the different areas where Bitcoin could end up going. Because, yeah, Bitcoin could end up doing some pumps. Bitcoin could end up going back all the way up here to 27, 28K. Bitcoin could break past that and end up getting to 34K. It could continue to do that. But if we continue to have this bad stuff inside the overall crypto market, the overall global financial market, if we continue to have inflation, if we continue to have these interest rate hikes, if we continue to have wars going on in Russia and the Ukraine, if we continue to have the crisis going on in China, there's a huge crisis going on there, the housing market crisis inside of China. There's a lot more going on out there. If we continue to have all this bad stuff in the whole global economy, then we're going to have bad stuff going on in crypto as well. And we're starting to see the turmoil of the weather all over the world. There's fires going on in France. There's fires going on in California. There's hurricanes going on here in Florida. There is something like a hurricane going on inside of Canada. You don't see that type of stuff inside of Canada, but you start to see, there's a lot of bad stuff happening inside of that northeast coast over there. So there's a lot of stuff going on inside of the world, and we just got to brace ourselves. And it's probably going to cause turmoil in the markets as well. So we have to pay attention to this type of stuff because it's very, very important to crypto. But anyways, this is pretty much all I got for you all today. I'll keep updating you all on this because that's what I do. So definitely hit that like button and subscribe if you like these updates. Leave a comment in the comment section. Let me know what you think about all this. And also, if you want to follow me on Instagram, I'll be updating everyone on when I do my live streams on Instagram. So you could get a little sneak peek of that. So definitely follow me on Instagram. And remember, I'm not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice. As always, I'll be back with another video.